I think it's the intangibles we always talk about. It's like if you know how to get your mind to that point of focus to get and to accomplish something, then you're usually going to be those are the guys that are going to be accomplishing
like Dan Lillard.
Mindset.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of a crossover, but like usually if you have the art, like I can't draw, but I can I can sing, I can play like 18 instruments. It's like those are just things that I was naturally good at. Drinking, however, is still something I'm working on becoming better at.
And how do you think you'd be a better drinker, Ryan?
Well,
you take a sip?
No,
practice.
Drink more, yeah.
Drink more, okay.
It's like being in the NFL. You show up to practice every day, you put your reps in, and you see them on Sunday. I'll see you on Sunday.
On that note, would you like to count us down, James?
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the show.
Stop with that fucking move, man.
What, that?
No, I'm not watching. No. You bitches are not going to do this the whole fucking episode.
Dude, I had a long day. You got to release it. You got to release.
Yeah. It was a great sports week, but also a very bad one.
It got worse today.
What happened? Well, what happened today? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Nick Saban has the COVID.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. The first thing I want to talk about is I know Kadeen doesn't really care.
This is a great pen.
Fuck your pen.
Fair.
It's a great lighter. You know it goes well with a great lighter?
A great topic.
Great cigarette.
Nice.
A great topic.
And I only smoke Chesterfields.
It's about Dak.
Yeah,
that was tough. That
was
tough to see.
I was watching, for everybody that doesn't know, and if you don't know, I don't know what rock you're hiding under, but good for you. It means you're staying inside. I was cooking, and then I heard like the sports announcer, I forget who it was, one of the people I hate listening to, was like, oh my goodness. And I look over and I can't really see the jersey number, but I see like all the doubt, like every player is like taking a knee. And I was like, is that Dak? Because I didn't see the play. Holy shit, he broke the shit out of his own ankle. Woo.
Yeah, dislocated, compound fracture, all the above.
But the good thing is I think with the dislocation and the fracture, it's easier to reset than if he had broken the bone, like the upper bone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's got a much better chance of like recovering 100%.
They said like a 4 to 6 month recovery.
Yeah, some of those you see some of the nasty like the Alex Smith one where it's like you don't know if he's gonna be able to recover. But Dak's like, What is he, 24, 25?
He's young.
Yeah, he's young, so he'll heal. If I got that dude, forget it. Just cut the leg off. Just give me a peg leg.
No.
I should
Duly noted.
It would take like 7 years for me to heal from that. So I'm obviously it's Dak, so I'm fuck the Cowboys, but you never want to see that happen to anybody.
Right. That's what I can say. I'm conflicted in the sense of just being an asshole. Just being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. Like there is an element of I don't like Cowboys, but you can't but feel for Dak, especially everything that's happened to him over the course of this year. I mean, we also had the podcast episode where we were talking about Skip Bayless' stupid comments when it came to Dak and his depression and his anxiety and everything he went through as far as like the loss of his brother earlier this year and seeing what it is that – I know that the hospital photo that came out from the other Prescott brother saying it was like – so that was kind of heartwarming to hear. I think for me, after you see the injury, you just know the sport. And once you see like, all right, broken ankle, it's not like he completely tore his ACL, MCL. Like it's not going to be one of those things. He's getting for recovery, but I would hate to lie and say that my first thought wasn't his contract situation.
A lot of people said that though.
But that was the thing. Is like so when Ryan sent the text and was like, "Dak is," you said something like, "Dak is done."
Is Dak down?
Is Dak down? My phone started lighting up. I was out getting dinner, and my phone just started lighting up as I was walking back to the car. And that was where my thought process immediately went to, is that right now you've got a guy who, look, the team has overall been struggling like hell, but Dak's been doing a pretty decent job. If you look at his numbers and everything over the course of this year, I mean, he's been doing the best I've seen him do. And I think that the word has basically been laid out that, like, this is a franchise guy. And I think that people were starting to believe that. What does that do going into next year? I mean, I have my own, like, long shot theory on what could happen, but does Jerry pay him? Do they franchise him again? What's
your long shot theory?
My long shot theory, which is not going to happen, but I'm still going to hope that it happens, is Cam Newton wins a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots this year. He leaves to go get a contract deal. Dak Prescott gets signed by the New England Patriots on a one-year prove-it deal, wins another Super Bowl with the Patriots, and then you have Bill Belichick is basically the only other coach except for Joe Gibbs to win a Super Bowl with three different quarterbacks and is completely solidified as the greatest coach of all time. Also, New England signs Le'Veon Bell this week, and then
So who gets Cam Newton once he leaves? You think he goes to Washington?
I think Cam Newton, his best fit, because obviously Flip Rib is not the guy anymore. I see him sliding into that Indy offense pretty well.
I think if I'm looking at a fit for Cam outside of New England, which I actually think is the best fit with Josh McDaniels being the offense coordinator, I think that his best fit in the league would be us because of the fact that you had Scott Turner and Ron Rivera that already know what they have when it comes to Cam. I think just the way that everything kind of petered out, like you had Cam was kind of struggling a bit, then he got hurt, so you have Kyle Allen come in, then there was all the changes that was happening in ownership in Carolina. It just kind of wrote that script that, all right, this is not the guy, kind of like what was happening in Washington right now with Dwayne Haskins. If you got upper management, not the guys who drafted this guy, then he's not the guy, and they're looking for something else. So if I'm looking for that way, yeah, I can see Cam coming to Washington, but that's also going to be determinant on where Washington ends up finishing this year and who it is we end up drafting. If we're in the Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance sweepstakes, then do you start that guy? I don't start any of them with the offensive line that we have currently. So do you have Cam be a bridge guy? I think Cam's going to be wanting big money after a contract like this. And you look at Cam's age, he's got a good, very good 5 or 6 years left in him. I don't know if Washington makes that kind of jump.
Yeah, he's going to want a 4 or 5 year deal if he does really well.
Right.
Which is also, if we harken back to a couple months ago when we were giving Dak Prescott shit for trying to get all of his chickens, this is why.
Well, I didn't harp on Cam for trying to get all of his.
Not Cam, sorry, Dak.
Oh.
This is why football players try and get the massive deals, because if you don't and you get an injury like he got, I mean,
sort of.
Luckily he can come back from it. But
yeah, he's still going to get $100 million.
But let's say it was an MCL and an ACL and he never really recovered from it and he was never the same quarterback. Now he was a $30 million a year quarterback taken down to a $5 million a year quarterback. Still ridiculous money, but he earned his money by playing on his rookie deal from the Cowboys. Like he is their franchise quarterback as of last weekend.
I get it, but it's the only thing with Dak is that still, like, the thing that you got any criticism from me when it came to Dak and the contract deal was the fact of what the rumors were that the numbers were looking at. If I'm looking at Dak as being a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, no. So as far as like that, while I do want him to have a sure up contract, I thought that the numbers that I was seeing coming out of Dallas looked good enough as far as as far as Dak Prescott goes. I know right now, whatever those rumors were as far as that contract rate it was before the season started, are not at all what they're going to be going into next year.
No way.
We'll see what happens.
Just
another game.
Speed of recovery so he can come back and get sacked.
Yep.
Chase Young.
No. Praying for you, Dak. A game happened last night. Or, no, it wasn't last night. Was it?
There was a game last night, wasn't it? No.
Oh, yeah, it was last night.
Yeah.
The Bills-Titans.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, you went from one team to another. You started off pretty good, 4-0. And then you played the COVID team.
Yeah, I mean, extra week off for them. Still not an excuse.
But
They
damn.
had the right game plan. Um,
Damn.
the Titans were 3-0 coming into that game, so they're
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
they
not
were-
a bad team either.
they just
Yeah,
lost.
I don't
they
know why
lost to the
everybody's looking at-
Chiefs. Yeah, they lost to the Chiefs last year in the divisional series. So, Josh Allen didn't have a sharp game.
I think it was a stiff arm. Like
Oh no!
like the lasting moment is just like
I had
damn.
never. So we all know Derrick Henry is not human.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're testing him for COVID and not for like human DNA because he's not fully human. But yeah, Josh Norman is. He's not a big guy, but he tries to play like he's a big guy, which I can understand. But, oh God. I mean, I would retire. You kind of have to, right?
Did you see like the stuff that Bruce Irvin was tweeting though?
No. Yeah, I texted you guys right after that. I was like, he just got thrown like 30 feet.
Yeah, nah. Bruce Irvin was like, Josh Norman can't have kids at home being treated like this.
But that's the thing. Josh Norman is never. Josh Norman's a physical corner to a certain degree. But even when he was playing with us in Washington, he was never the guy that was best sure up as far as the tackle. Every once in a while, you see him like get a really nice form tackle if it was like a screen that he called out just because he knew. I mean, his big thing is always running around with that fist, punching the ball out.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, I think he did that to us.
Yeah, he did it the first drive.
But it's the Derrick Henry kiss. Yep. It's the same thing. Is you're not the same afterwards. Ask Earl Thomas. Like when he emasculates you in that way, it's hard to come back from it. I just wish Josh Norman a healthy recovery as far as his manhood going forward in life, because he end up somewhere sitting at home like Earl Thomas is currently. He's trying to figure out his life.
It's like I feel bad like talking about it because I know Derrick Henry would do it to all of us, but at the same time, we're not on the field.
I was looking at the stat line though. If we're looking at that, like going into this game and seeing what it is that Tennessee is doing, which Tennessee, like I said last year, great team as far as what they're doing as far as running Derrick Henry. I don't know if they're going to run him into the ground. I mean, that's probably what they're going to do, just run him into the ground. I thought Ryan Tannehill last year was just trying to play for that contract, but he's looking pretty decent. And if I'm looking at it, was Derrick Henry's worst game last night that he's had all season.
Yeah, we got thrown on.
19 rushes, 57 yards. It was 3 yards a carry. Like it was by far, it's his lowest performance so far this year by 30 yards.
Yeah,
so,
I mean
the Bills have a great defensive line.
We didn't have Tre'Davious White, which hurt because that means we have to slot in a rookie. Josh Brown was injured. Cole Beasley kept getting injured, going off, coming back on. And the Bills we couldn't run the ball at all, which is weird. And then so we ended up having to throw, and we either do crossing routes or 50-yard bombs, and Josh Allen just wasn't, 100% on point. So he's throwing those picks. Those picks turned into points. Like it didn't work well for us. And then I'm sure they game planned for Derrick Henry to get way more touches. And Tannehill, I like that guy Tannehill.
He lit you guys up 21-28, 195 yards. Not even crazy with the yards. 195 yards, 3 TDs.
Super accurate.
And then he ran for one, right?
It was just, I don't think the Bills were expecting that kind of.
You know what? Guess what? You get the Chiefs next.
Well, the Chiefs were just proven that they aren't invincible. So I think.
And who did they lose to?
The Death Star. Yeah, I mean, you guys played a great game.
We followed the New England Patriots playbook. We rushed 4.
I figured out another way in which the Death Star works as far as a nickname for the Raiders.
Man, shut up. Nobody's talking about that right now. We're talking about how we beat the Chiefs.
Al Davis looked like Emperor Palpatine after he got shocked with the Mace Windu thing in Phantom Menace.
You love to speak on the dead, bro.
Certain dead. There's like
you love to speak on the dead.
Some of them.
Yeah. All right. So we rushed 4.
Can I say one thing in regards to Tennessee Titans real quick before we get off of them?
Right.
I did see after the game, Taylor Lewan ran up on a camera as he was leaving the field without his mask on and not really 6 feet apart from the cameraman. But he was basically yelling at them that, like, everybody wants to blame us or everybody's saying this, that, and the other. Like, we're telling you, whatever it is that he said. Look, I still need to know what happened as far as the Tennessee Titans and that organization when it came to the COVID thing. I think right now they're using this as like a rally cry to like get behind each other to kind of they think like the entire world's behind them. So it's going to be a dangerous team because, look, if you look at the head coach there is Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel learned under Bill Belichick. If Bill Belichick knows anything, it's how to use that make-believe shit on a board to fuel you or to put that chip on your shoulder. So
Right.
I look at Tennessee as being a scary team right now, not only because you might catch COVID from them, but because they have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like obviously there's probably still going to be some punishment still down. If it's really not the player's fault, I guess don't punish the players. But, like, you know, internally something went wrong there. And it could be one player's fault and the rest of the players now suffering for it. So I get that they are going to be playing some really tough football. I mean, they were playing tough football last year. So you add a very good team with like a little bit more, you know, juice in their balls.
Especially a punch you in the mouth team. They're not a finesse team. They are a punch you in the mouth team. It's attitude is what we're looking at.
I knew it after probably the end of the first quarter. I was like, this isn't going to go well for the rest of the game. It is what it is.
Yep,
I mean, that's why, you know, even the Patriots, they had a perfect season. It didn't end perfectly. You get one game. Just I'd rather it come week 5 than like week 18. So.
Well, you got to play the Chiefs next, so good luck.
Girlfriend just walked by. There's nothing like a cute girl in like a tank top. It's really distracting to me.
We're talking about sports right now.
Sorry, I'm just telling you what's like. If you see me glancing off, it's just because she's highly distracted.
I'm also watching baseball.
Why am I even here?
Nobody knows.
So, beat the Chiefs.
She just put a sweater on.
Fuck's sake, man.
All right, go ahead.
Y'all talk about it. Because goddamn.
I muted him, so go ahead.
Now you got to ask him to unmute now.
No, I don't.
Okay. Go ahead. Did you watch the game?
The Raiders game?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. We
What'd you
texted
think?
you after.
What'd you think? I mean, you could have just seen the end result, but did you actually watch the game?
Yeah, I watched the game. Derek Carr looks sharp. Your running backs look sharp. Your defense did enough. And you got it's the thing with the Chiefs is you just got to hang in there with them and give yourself a chance. Like, don't get blown out, and then don't go up by 2 touchdowns and take your foot off the gas. Those are two things you should never do. That 2-point conversion where Patty Mahomes took your linebacker and just said no thank you and then threw into the back of the end zone. I was like,
with the Chiefs,
nobody else that can do that.
With the Chiefs, you have to rush 4. You can't blitz Mahomes.
No, he'll just run outside the pocket.
I know.
And when you do blitz, that's what happens.
You need to have the extra defender back there, and you need to play sticky coverage. Number 1. Number 2 is you got to fucking score.
Yeah, that's all it is.
We were going for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 3, like 4th and 4. We had to go for it.
Yeah, and when you guys played the
field
Bills,
goals don't work.
When you guys played the Bills, your only big issue was the deep ball. You guys just kept being flat-footed, miscommunications in the secondary, and there was maybe 1 or 2 of those against Patty, but other than that, you guys played solid defense, and your offense was balling.
Well, you got to take your shots.
Yeah, and you took them, and then you have that
the thing that
Henry Ruggs, he was good. He looked good.
The thing that impressed me was the fact that we beat the Chiefs at their own game. Yeah, which is taking shots down the field. And we were able to mix in the run, which you guys should be able to do too. Because if you mix in the run, you're keeping 15 on the sideline.
Yeah. And if we can get
I really think y'all can win this game.
Yeah, if we get John Brown back and Cole Beasley's healthy and Zach Moss is ready to go, then we'll be fine.
Who's your deep threat?
I mean, Diggs.
That's all you need.
And Diggs was dropping balls left and fucking right.
But that's all. But all you need is Diggs, really, because the Chiefs' defense is so aggressive.
Yeah.
So
Josh Allen can get out of the pocket.
I mean, they have that luxury of doing so because they have the Chiefs' offense on the other side.
Yeah. If you score, we're gonna score.
Yeah. So it's like
eventually we'll stop you and we'll still score.
Right. So that's how they look at it. But yeah, we ended up getting the stops that we needed. Because they didn't score in the third quarter, and then they scored 8 points late in the fourth. So
it's a big win for you guys. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Feels good as far as getting a win against those guys. I will say that I don't believe that Kansas City has really turned it on offense yet.
What do you mean?
To me, it still seems like Patrick Mahomes and they're just not clicking at the same clip that they usually do later on this year. Like, it's just I am still of the idea that there's no greater player in the NFL than Patrick Mahomes. And there is a certain degree of when he's playing lights out, he just does certain things that are just special. It's the Aaron.
But here's the thing. This is what I do not like people – like, I don't want people to get in the mindset of doing. Everyone has something that they need to work on, right? And once teams figure that out, they attack that. Mahomes' issue right now is when you rush 4 and you have people in the back, like his peripheral vision and stuff, like he would run around the pocket. He'll get past one person, but since we weren't blitzing, there was an extra defender back there covering. So it took him like an extra half second, and he didn't see the people running up behind him or next to him, like hitting him.
When the pocket collapses from the outside, but this is most quarterbacks. Like what you guys are talking about on doing on defense is what every defense tries to do against a quarterback. Like I'm saying is that to me, there's a certain limit that certain of the special guys get to. I think there was Bomani Jones or somebody was talking about last night as far as like who Patrick Mahomes most reminds him of, and it wasn't necessarily. I don't necessarily see it as a perfect fit, but it's speaking about those guys who just have that it factor. He said Brett Favre. And the reason he said Brett Favre is that regardless of where you are in the season, there is a zone that certain guys get into where they just start doing the unbelievable. Regardless of whatever it is that you're doing on defense, it's one of those – you ever hear – like you play Madden enough and you hear somebody say, you can only hope but contain him? Like he's going to get out. And I think that that's what you got to do as far as any of these teams are going to do anything. You've got to continue to run up the score when doing whatever it is you need to do as far as Patrick Mahomes, just knowing that at some point he's coming back. But I think that right now, without the preseason, without the training camp, there are certain guys that just haven't been able to turn it on just yet.
I have a question for you, Kadeem. Did you watch the game?
No. I've seen – I watched the you know how on YouTube they'll do like the 15-minute highlight?
Yeah. All right. So he was doing spectacular shit the whole game.
I'm not –
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like he was making throws like coverage beating throw, like shit you cannot defend.
I know.
Does that.
And I'm telling you,
he's not going to do that every single play.
No, of course not. He can't. Like he's not going to win. I'm not saying that.
Right, and that's the Chiefs' issue right now.
I'm not saying Tom Brady in his prime. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying Mike Vick. I'm not saying any of those guys are going to win every game. You're going to lose some. You've got to have a scheme in order to come against those guys. I'm saying right now, what I've been hearing is some indictment on them. Las Vegas played as perfect a game as you could possibly play against Kansas City and beating them and doing what it is you need to do. I think it's a big victory for you guys and showing you what you're capable of doing on any given Sunday. The
game wasn't perfect, but okay.
It's perfect for you guys to do what you need to do to get Patrick Mahomes and get the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, you were scared just like everybody else was scared looking at that game and seeing Kansas City on it.
Because it's the fucking Chiefs. Because it's Mahomes.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't get defensive. Just listen to what I'm saying. You guys played as perfect a game as you need to play to beat Kansas City and to contain Patrick Mahomes as best as anybody can contain him. I'm saying that when push comes to shove later on in the season, I don't care how perfect you scheme up a game. There are moments where Patrick Mahomes is just going to get out, and I don't think he's in that zone yet.
Like the 2 games where they were down by double-digit points and he came back and won in the playoffs.
All these guys, Lamar Jackson is not in the zone yet. Patrick Mahomes is not in the zone yet. I'm not seeing any of those guys, but I don't know if it's because of the COVID situation.
Dude,
I don't know if it's because of
Kyler Murray looks like an average quarterback, and I know.
And he's doing some spectacular things, but it's like there's nobody in the NFL right now other than Russell Wilson that's wowing me.
Are you saying that you view him as he's going to get better. He's going to continue to get better. Okay.
Yes.
Like if you say that, I agree. But
That's
like
what he
the
said.
whole like the whole like like he's not in the zone. Like he was doing some crazy shit.
He's still warming up to be the Patrick Mahomes of last year. He's not there yet. He's just capable of doing that crazy shit. He's just not at 100% Patrick Mahomes.
2 weeks ago, we talked about the MVP race, right? We talked about
tough.
the MVP race a couple weeks ago. And I was saying how right now, runaway it's Russell Wilson in my book, right? But I still come of the idea that there's going to be a flip. There's a switch that gets flipped for certain guys. I don't know if I just don't feel as though the switch has been flipped for a lot of these dudes in the NFL. Everybody's looking kind of average to me. There's some guys that are looking above average, and you've got some guys that are playing good team ball, which again speak to fundamentals and everything, and as far as like what you, especially on defense. But right now, this league to me just feels weird. It doesn't feel like a regular NFL season to me, as far as the progression you actually see when it comes to these players.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's just you get superstars doing superstar stuff. Even LeBron lost a couple games in the finals. Like, you turn them on, and then they're up by 30 in Game 6. That's how it is.
Well, speaking of that, the Lakers just won the championship.
Dude,
Congrats to Bron.
It was weird watching the celebration with no fans.
Huh.
And then there were like thousands of fans outside the stadium. Yeah, I know.
It's a weird year. So,
but that was the first time I had noticed it in a long time. Usually the crowd's going wild and LeBron's throwing whatever the cocaine in the air as he does before every game or whatever that's
powder.
Is.
It's powder.
Cocaine.
All you had to do was look at the code-infested streets of LA after that game and seeing that these motherfuckers did not get it yet.
My buddy E was like, "Yo, I think I'm just gonna go take a drive down there, maybe just like take a selfie or something." And then he turned on the news. He's like, "Nah, I'm not going down there."
Yeah. Did you see they left Quinn Cook?
I saw that.
That shit was funny.
The most interesting things that come out of that the championship was Quinn Cook gets left behind. And he's
Lionel Messi'd him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was funny.
And Dwight Howard leaving his texting thread with his girl on that they're having an argument as he's winning a championship.
Yep.
Which is just great.
That's hilarious.
Congrats, LeBron. You're the second greatest NBA player of all time. Congrats to AD. You deserve it. Congrats to Dwight, even though you did shit when you were here in Washington.
Booty holing.
Fuck the Lakers.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
I can't get behind them. It's like watching the Yankees win. I just don't care.
Favorite part to come out of the poster was Jimmy Butler basically saying, "Oh, we're running it back." Like we'll be back next year, and I believe him. My favorite guy in that series, my favorite guy in the league. I can't wait to see what he does.
I heard Giannis might go to Dallas.
I saw that.
I've been saying it.
No.
What do you mean you don't know?
There's mad rumors about it, but
I know. But if that happens,
if they put pieces around Giannis, I think he stays where he's at. But like, who knows?
I don't think Giannis wants to leave. But there's only two teams. There's only two teams I want to see Giannis on. It's not Milwaukee.
And I think he got mad that his brother got a ring, and he was just calling everybody. It's like, Mark.
No.
I don't know how the salary cap situation works out, but sometimes you've reached in the NBA, you can say, fuck it. I'd like to see Giannis in either Philadelphia or Miami.
It's 13-0, by the way, in the conversation.
All right. So
Miami would be a good fit.
We skipped over some football topics.
Go on.
So we can run over them real quick. The Falcons fired everybody.
About time.
They're fucking stacked and they suck ass.
But you remember Dan Quinn was like a hot commodity, like leaving. What was he at? Seattle? He was a D coordinator at Seattle.
Yes.
Right. But you could also see how much that defense just had to do with personnel in Seattle. And once that left, it went away. I was surprised to a certain degree about the Thomas Dimitroff firing, just because I actually think he's a really good GM. I think he's a good GM. I also don't think Atlanta's had a talent issue. I think it's strictly been a coaching and adjustment issue.
Yeah, so maybe they should get Eric Bieniemy. That would be nice.
I just need Matt Ryan to win. He deserves win.
Matt Ryan is a top 5 quarterback.
Agreed. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are products of having shitty coaching, and they need somebody.
It's the same thing if you look at Houston.
Detroit.
They have the talent.
Or Detroit. You have Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson. Like that combo alone should have you in the Super Bowl conversation.
Or at least in the playoffs. You're not
0-5.
No. That combination, if you have that talent in quarterback and wide receiver, that is Super Bowl. If you don't have, listen to me. If you do not have the ability to put together, look, if those two guys just exist in a vacuum, is it enough for a Super Bowl? No. But if you got those two positions right and you can't build a defense to win you enough games to fucking make that happen, you lost. Like in Detroit, it was never an issue about how many points they could put up. It was how many points they were giving up on defense. It's the same thing with Atlanta. I don't need you to have a top 10 defense.
That's why the GM
do enough.
They're never going to win their division.
Who?
The Lions.
Not now.
Not even when Calvin was there.
Because they never did what they needed to do on defense.
They had to go against Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I'm saying. They never had to do what they did. They never did what they needed to do on defense.
Yeah, but I'm saying
build a defense that stops Aaron Rodgers. That's all you have to do.
Oh, even that's easy.
But
that's
no,
easy
it's
to do,
not.
huh?
But if you have if you have a good GM and a good head coach, you can try. They never fucking tried. Same thing was going on in Atlanta.
But that's the thing is,
no reason for that.
If you look at Green Bay, even when they went to Super Bowl run, I don't think that was a top 5 defense. They just had Clay Matthews that could get sacks when he needs to, and you had Charles Woodson who was roaming around and would get a pick every once in a while. Like it wasn't.
They had good D linemen too.
Also,
BJ Raji was somebody that was like
he was good then.
He was good. He
was like ascending.
And he was ascending.
He didn't go.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I don't think that they were a top-ranked defense at all. I just think that you need to have a defense.
Neither were the Chiefs.
I'm saying but that's my point, is that if you have that kind of talent at quarterback and wide receiver, you can't have a defense that we're not asking you to lay up a goose egg. I'm just asking you not to give up 30 points.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm asking is not to give up 30 points.
21 points
feel
a game
like
is fine.
You see what I'm saying?
Your view on Matt Stafford is higher than mine. So I'll just say that. Like that's why we disagree a little bit.
So what about Atlanta? Like what's your opinion on Matt Ryan and Julio Jones?
We saw this happen in the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
With Matt Ryan,
never fixed it.
With Matt Ryan and Julio, my only question is, like the whole like red zone target thing in regards to Julio, like why is that? Why is he not getting the ball in the red zone? That's always weird to me.
They usually double and triple a team, and they never usually have a second option, which is why they always
do now, though. That's the thing.
With Calvin Ridley, no, I get that now, but that's what I'm saying.
Gage.
And also Julio's old. So there's not but the thing is that like I'm saying, it's not a problem on offense.
Yeah. They give up 24 points in the third
and they've also had a lot of legit defensive players come through there, linebacker, what have you, they just don't scheme right.
But then they also had a year where, like, everybody just started dropping like flies.
Yeah.
Like they all had like injuries like in the preseason. It was weird.
You have bad luck. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't blame Thomas Dimitroff anywhere. I think whoever picks up Thomas Dimitroff as far as the GM going into next year is getting a hell of a talent. I'd actually like to see
who's your GM?
We don't really have one. We have Jason Wright now as far as the team president. But you got I think we're still kind of in the running or what have you. But Thomas Dimitroff's the guy who's going to be team president. He's going to take control of everything.
Also, Le'Veon Bell got cut.
New England, baby.
Dude, I feel like we've seen this story before.
Yeah. It's possible he could be a backup somewhere, but I'm going to keep that quiet for now.
Here's my 2 cents. I never blamed him for the sitting out contract season stuff. Totally makes sense. But and also fuck Adam Gase. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what to say about that. But
yeah,
also
how many weeks I got to beat that drum? Adam Gase is the worst coach in the NFL.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. But also like it doesn't seem like Le'Veon really wants to play football. Like let's say he doesn't get picked up. That's 2 seasons that he's not going to – the majority of 2 seasons he's not going to play.
Ryan, what the hell are you talking about?
It just always seems to be some issue with him whereby he's not going to be on the field.
Fam, what? What are you talking about?
Maybe he's not a character guy. I don't know.
What? Where you going with this? I don't get it.
You sound like Adam Gase's PR agent right now.
Yeah.
No,
Everybody.
Adam Gase.
Okay. Look at the whole Jets organization right now.
But
everybody's leaving.
He sat out for a season when he played for
Pittsburgh because they wanted to treat him.
They took all his guaranteed money out. They
took his guaranteed money out when he had the usage of a top 3 running back and a top 3 receiver. Like he was getting the ball that much, and they didn't want to pay him for it.
Well, then he should.
We just saw what happened with Dak Prescott. He was like, "I'm not going to do that." He played last year for New York, and it didn't really do shit with him. And then you come into this year, and now you got hurt, but you also have a guy in the head coach who's running everybody off, a la, like I was saying, I think it was said in the last episode, it reminds me of like what Bill O'Brien tried to do in Houston, what you have Chip Kelly did in Philadelphia, which is I'm going to leave my mark and I got to have these guys this way.
I hope he shows up somewhere good and proves me wrong, but it just something doesn't feel right. I get it. Was in 2 bad situations. I'm not saying the head coach handled it well.
No, Pittsburgh wasn't a bad situation.
Or the organizations handled it well.
Issue.
Yeah. I actually think that there's a good chance we're going to see a Pittsburgh reunion.
That would be cool. Who's their running back?
James Conner.
And then they got Snell. They're Snell too. So, no, he's not going to.
Le'Veon Bell's an upgrade over both of those guys, but okay.
Yeah. All right. So
Le'Veon Bell's an upgrade over all those guys. I don't care what anybody says. Le'Veon Bell's
I'm not going to argue that with you. Okay. I'm going on to the picks.
Okay.
Last week, I beat the shit out of y'all.
Yeah. I had a lot of bad picks. So did he.
So.
Terrible.
I'm not
in last place.
Yeah, so it's 3, 2, 1.
I don't know where you were pointing. You just
did
your. I'm gonna wave my pen at the screen. And
I got 3. I got 3. Kadeem, you got 2. Ryan, you got 1.
That's fair.
What? That's how many we got right?
No. That's how many weeks we've gotten.
That's how many.
How many picks did we get right this week?
You got 6 right. Ryan, you got 5, and I got 9.
Yeah, it was about referee.
Yeah. All right.
I kept asking if I could change my picks mid-game. You guys
kept saying no. Because I gave you the fucking option.
You remember the
last week.
But here's the thing: if you would give me the option when I said all those games that I said, all the games that I said I was second guessing, that I decided I was going to keep. If I had changed every single one of that second guess,
but that's your fault.
I didn't. I know. I told you I was using. Here's the thing: I told you I was using the Donald Trump method. You see how that works out?
All right. Texans versus Titans.
200,000 dead, and I get 5 wins.
Texans or Titans? Who you got?
Oh, sorry.
Oof.
The Titans.
All right.
I think I'm going to go with.
Houston did exactly what I said they were going to do too, right? Win one after Bill goes. Motherfucker. Yeah. I hate myself.
Wait, where did they play?
I hate my logic.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
They're in Tennessee.
I'm going to take Houston.
Okay.
I like what I saw.
Okay. Ravens, Eagles.
Ravens.
Okay.
You got to announce your picks too, man.
Falcons, Vikings. I got the Vikings.
I'm going to Houston this one.
Yeah, let me learn from our mistakes.
Yeah,
Falcons. Let's go Falcons.
Okay. Browns, Steelers. I got the Steelers.
Give me the Steelers.
The Browns are 4-1 though.
I know.
Pittsburgh's undefeated, even though a lot of people say they're a fake team. I'm going Pittsburgh. I believe them.
It's the first time Pittsburgh's been 4-0 since 1976.
So, who you picking?
I'll take the Browns.
All right.
I'm on that train right now.
Bengals, Colts. I got the Colts.
What? They're Bengals.
Okay.
Justin Herbert looks like the real fucking deal.
Justin Herbert plays for the Chargers.
Yeah, that's not anyone that's have anything to do with
I said Bengals, Colts, not the Chargers.
Bengals. Sorry. Yeah. Colts.
All right.
Sorry.
I
got up at 5 this morning. I'm fucking tired.
Give me the Bengals to get right.
All right. Lions, Jags. I got the Lions.
Jags.
Yeah, I'll take the Jags.
All right. Bears, Panthers. I got the Bears.
Bears.
Wait.
McCaffrey's still not back in.
I think he's coming back this week.
Give me Chicago. So Chicago.
I will play devil's advocate. Hold on, let me just make sure C-Mac is back. Sorry. Because he makes that team go.
Whiffed versus Giants. I'll come back to you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Whiffed.
Okay. I'm going to take the Giants because fuck the whiffed.
Whiffed, and I will take the
Okay.
Panthers.
Okay. Broncos Pats because that game got moved from last week to now. So who you got?
Pats.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will also take the Pats.
Yeah, same here. Jets Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins.
K-Dot?
Dolphins, Adam Gase gets fired.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins. Fitzmagic.
Like how you said that as you like lit a cigarette to be all cool and shit. Because when we come back to it, you're gonna be right.
I'll replay it.
Yeah. Packs Bucks.
You said Packs?
Packers.
Just call them Pack. No, Packs.
Just answer the damn question.
I'm taking Bucks.
I know what you're saying. Give me the Packers.
All right. I'm going to take the Packers. Rams 49ers. Rams.
The Rams are back.
Wait, is Jimmy G back?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. They got the ass whooped by the Dolphins last week.
They did. But Jimmy G didn't play, did he?
No.
John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have more
benched him.
job security than they should.
I'll take the Rams.
Okay. Chiefs Bills. Let's go Bills.
Going to the Chiefs.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Bills. All right, cool. Cards Cowboys. Cards.
Andy, although I'd like to see Andy, I would just want to see what works best as far as just screwing that organization up.
Cowboys.
Having them believe in Andy Dalton will be a great thing.
Cowboys.
All right. I believe that's it because there is no Thursday night game.
Yeah, there's no Thursday night game. There's 2 Monday night games again this week. And then this is when the schedule gets weird. With whatever that presser they released, I'll just figure it out as the season goes along. Also, fuck them because I draft my fantasy and I also take into account bye weeks. So I'll draft a quarterback,
the bye week,
running back, and everything's fucked now. I got like 8 people on the same bye week. Fuckers. Oh well.
Shit happens. Trade them.
Yeah, I guess I could. I don't like giving away good pieces. I'd rather drop my kicker for a week.
Well, my final thought is the Joe Budden podcast is back. It was great. It's a 3.5 hour pod, so you guys probably wouldn't listen to it. But
I'm listening to it tomorrow. I've already banked out time to.
I'm gonna listen to it tomorrow.
I'm gonna say one thing they did.
Don't spoil it.
One thing.
Shut up. I'm gonna listen. I will see
they
that one thing.
They talked about Derek Carr. The shit was funny.
All right, great. Am I gonna enjoy it?
I mean, not really. It's like a little like tidbit. They were talking about like escorts in Vegas.
Ooh,
escorts. And then he was like, nah, like Henry Ruggs is out there. Like Derek Carr is out there. Like Derek. He was saying like Derek is like going to get him now. Like this competition because there's an NFL team there, and like Derek's the one out there getting all the escorts.
I'll listen to it because you're doing a terrible job explaining it.
I'm not trying to like give you everything.
I'm not gonna listen to it anymore.
Yeah, you actually did. You did a disservice. I don't want to listen now. But their commercials, Joe.
That kind of goes to my favorite too because fuck you. You're gonna figure out.
Joe, I will say, I'll give over this break. Joe Budden's the commercials they've been having for the Joe Budden Network have been great.
No,
they've been great.
No, I've hated some of them, but it is what it is.
He was also right as far as the creative control situation to Spotify as Joe Rogan's figuring out.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
He has a history of being right.
That was weird.
Is it me? Is it you? Me?
I'm just stop moving.
So my final thought will be brief. I didn't watch any international soccer this week. I know we're all shocked. But baseball, and then I've been working too much. But Arsenal signed Thomas Partey, so there'd be party time in.
Y'all did Atletico dirty.
Yeah, I know. But we actually signed him. He's in London. Passes.
Did y'all call them?
I think maybe a couple days after.
That's
maybe sent him a basket of flowers.
That's fucked up.
Also.
Disrespectful.
Also, I liked some of the things. Obviously, I try and watch every football game every weekend. The Washington football team did not look great. But the Giants, they ran a couple plays, which gives me some hope that the NFC East won't be as bad as they look right now. There was the fake punt, fake punt that they ran that looked really good. They just got some pieces. I'm embarrassed by how bad the NFC East is as a former Washington football team fan.
Wait, you talking about the Giants right now? Like they have some good plays?
Yeah, I mean,
and yet you picked Washington?
Yeah, I think Washington's going to step up this week with Kyle Allen. If he's healthy, I just think they're going to play well without – that game was a mess last week. It started bad. That was a dirty fucking hit on Kyle Allen.
I didn't see it. Who hit him?
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey just –
I actually didn't think it was that dirty a hit, I'm being completely honest with you.
I mean, to me, it looked bad at the time, and then he got hurt. And then I couldn't watch because I thought Alex Smith was going to break. But no, good on the Giants. Like I hope.
Aaron Donald said his leg's strong, so.
Aaron Donald rode him like a fucking backpack. He jumped on his back, and then he was just like, before he went down, like 3 seconds. So, come on, NFC East. Like, somebody. Andy Dalton. Come on, bud.
No, they can all just be bad. It's fine.
Quick two here, real quick. The Alex Smith, give him the comeback player of the year award already, even if he doesn't play another down this season. Seeing him out there was incredible. Watching what happened on Twitter as everyone seemed like a concerned mom with their kid out there when he was playing was insane to see. Just kudos to him and kudos to his wife.
His wife was having
in the
fucking
stands.
Conniption in the stands.
But having her sit there in the stands and handle it the way she did, kudos to her. He's got a great woman next to him. Like it's amazing. It's fucking awesome. And the example that he's setting for his kids is it's a really, really incredible.
And for a lot of people that go through injuries like that.
Now, for my real final thought, fuck Donald Trump, fuck the administration. Wear your goddamn mask if you're going out. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. I went to a bar this last weekend. I know, big deal, right? I get it. I will say this. There are some bars that are doing a really good job as far as the physical social distancing. Like there was one that we went to, everything was outside. The tables were set all 6 feet apart. They're doing a good job as far as how they're ordering. You can't order drinks from the bar, only from the waiter who's wearing the mask the entire time. You throw your mask up while you're doing it. I will also say that if you are going to go out, do it as safely as you possibly can. If you see a bar that's too packed or what have you, just walk away. Do what you can as far as doing the reservations. I know it's hard staying inside for this long, especially with everything opening up. And not to mention some of these bars actually need the business. So I know it sounds kind of hypocritical, but there are ways to do it safely. Not to mention, as you can see, I'm still in D.C. So if you're going to go do it, just make sure you're doing a proper job as far as quarantining and getting tested. I got tested today. I'm not coming into contact with anybody until I know the results of that test. So there are ways to do it that are smart. What you don't want to do is hold a bunch of political rallies because you think you're going to lose the election, and also make sure that your son doesn't get sick and that you hide that fucking diagnosis from the entire country, as the Trump family's fucking doing. Bunch of goddamn baby.
Well, I mean, you got to think of
the first lady.
Yeah, the parent.
She got sick. The son got sick.
I know, but I'm saying I haven't heard anything about.
She released a statement today, and in the statement today, she said that Barron got sick, or Barron had COVID.
Yeah, if the parents get it, if somebody in your house gets it, more than likely, unless
also speaking about COVID, Ronaldo got COVID.
Yeah, fuck him.
All right, I will say this one last thing. I went to the firehouse to get the test.
I hope he recovers, but
when I was at the firehouse to get the test, they let me know that my results might take a day longer than they typically take to get back because of the positive cases that are now coming back. So it's taking them a little bit longer to process because of how many positive cases are coming back. If you look at the numbers, if you look at what's happening in Europe, I think Northern Ireland just shut down for another 4 weeks. It's coming back and it's raging.
Yeah, because it's cold. Luckily, it's not cold here yet, but it's getting there.
Today was a beautiful day outside. So, like, if you can stay outside and do things, do it. Try your best to stay socially distant. And also, the same way
outside now, because in about 3 weeks, we're going to be inside for the next 4 months.
But also, the same way that they used to tell you as far as, like, if you're sexually active and knowing your status, if you are going out, just make sure you know that you're letting everybody know what you're doing so that at least everybody can make an informed decision for themselves as far as what they're exposing themselves to.
Hey, wrap it up. Whether it be in a bar or in the bedroom, make sure you cover yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Or just stay inside.
Or do that.
No, I'm gonna, dude. I went for an hour walk today because it was so nice. Walked around, good old downtown Fairfax City. But yeah, no, get out now while you can. Just do it safely because in a couple weeks we're gonna be basically what we did the whole summer because it's gonna be fucking 8 degrees outside. So go enjoy the outside now.
Do what you need to do to protect your mentals. If that means getting out of the house, being around people, what have you. But make sure that everybody's aware of what you're doing and just do it as safely as you can.
Yeah, I bought a Ulta on Prime Day. Second final thought. I bought an inflatable projector screen for my backyard. So I can hopefully start to have a couple people over. We can watch some football from the comfort of my backyard and my new lawn chairs.
Can we podcast outside?
Probably, unless it's too cold, in which case, we can think about it. We can think about it. My dad's going to be gone for a couple weeks, so I don't have to worry about him. So.
Oh, actually, that sounds pretty good.
We just mask up, drink beers.
Mask up.
No.
We don't even have to because these cables, these mic cables are like 12 feet long.
When, though? When is he
Bitch,
leaving?
I don't know.
All right. Well, you tell me.
James is itching to get out of that closet.
I don't blame him.
Get
me the fuck out of here.
It's been like every other week. I'll be here. I'll be in Maryland. Here, Maryland.
Yeah, I get it. Luckily, I still get to go to work every day. I feel like if I didn't have that opportunity, I would, by right now, I'd be dead.
As long as you got a good quarantine, buddy, like, is your girl about to rip your head off yet? Or are you guys still coexisting okay?
I'm going to say yes.
Blink twice if you're in trouble. No, I'm sure.
The funniest thing is my dad's like, yeah, like, so now you and your fiance staying in the same place for a while. Has she tried to choke you yet? And I was like, nah. He's like, oh shit. All right, nice. I think y'all gonna make it. And I was like, damn, yo. God damn.
No, hey, especially like the number one thing about being in a relationship is time apart, because sometimes you just want to kill somebody.
There is none.
And that's why you get to go to the office. Man, you can go out with your boys and like get some drinks or whatever. But if you can't do those things, then
Ryan, you know what my life was like before I had somebody here. I would just play FIFA
all day, dude. You got to get your FIFA time in for sure.
I'm trying.
My
I bought it.
KG for life said every night those 2 hours that we play Call of Duty is like the great, like, no kids, no wife, just chilling, doing something he enjoys, talking the shit. Perfect.
I'm not at that point yet, but I'm trying to get there.
Look, you got to have your, like, I'm a clingy person in a relationship. There's no getting around that. So there are times where I know I look across the couch and I'm like, yeah, you could do with some time without me right now. And I totally understand. But that's the thing, is you got to have those areas where you kind of separate at some point. Because if you can't, you're stuck together for the entire period of time. You're gonna fucking.
You're gonna end up fighting.
But
yeah.
I will say, this is a hell of a test for any relationship as far as getting through this quarantine shit. Like, if you can do it, you can get through a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, this is like being in a jail cell with another person. If you don't kill them, good for you. We're very proud.
Really? Yeah. You can be with somebody that you're comfortable dropping the soap in front of. Like, if we're using that.
2 months strong.
COVID strong.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, me neither. We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
I still like the best phrase ever. Death Star, go boom.
Boom. All right, boys.
And then this is where the pod ends.